So I think I might actually keep the menu that pops up that says it's a flashback, because I haven't been doing that in the previous episodes. One, because I'm very obsessed with keeping up the flow of the episode, so I'll cut out a lot of filler. Like filler menus and other stuff from time to time where I'm not necessarily speaking. But I think I'll keep them here because it actually probably is confusing in presentation-wise, where it will cut to moments that don't make sense. I noticed that in one of the Hunchback episodes, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep those in there as much as I kind of don't want to. I wish they would just place these scenes more appropriately, but also some of the scenes don't really mesh well in the narrative. So it will sometimes be a bit different. So it's much easier for them to say, here's a flashback to give you more context, because we couldn't find a way to really connect this perfectly into the world's narrative. So I'll just do it like that. Just so it'll be a bit easier on everybody. At least when it comes to understanding it. Always trying to improve the product. You know how I do. Let's continue. Let's continue some of this dope-ass platforming. You can see that the developers at Osaka really working at it to try and give a good sense of verticality here, and KH3 seems to be no exception. The whole thing there, though, is they need to fill the world with stuff. This doesn't have stuff in it, and that's the problem. These areas are empty. A thing you can complain about KH2 is that the worlds at times were a bit empty, and the linearity kind of made it a bit monotonous, so not too many people were big fans of it, but it still was enjoyable and didn't feel nearly as barren as these games were, which part of that comes from the fact that they are meant to be little portable games, and you can only do so much while trying to preserve the gameplay. But with KH3, there's no real excuse for it. I feel like another interesting thing to say is that people wonder, KZ, are you going to blindly enjoy every aspect of Kingdom Hearts 3? And I would say, no, not really, because Final Fantasy 15 was something I was very much looking forward to, and I aired my grievances both on video in the past and on the internet in general, that there are some issues I have with that game, and I'll be the same once KH3 comes out. If there are grievances.
Kill some time till I get back. Glad I get to fight more than boredom.
See, I love Riku. He always has some good to say. Just really enjoy him. I hope he can play as him in KH3. They've already confirmed there will be more than one playable character. I'm guessing for sections. If Riku, you get to play as him for like an hour, just to show what he's doing in the plot, that would be fucking awesome. Everything's coming together with that game. But there's always the question, whenever you're a fan of something, there's always this expectation, or there's this thought process that you could potentially be too blind to a game's issues, and that's always a thing. And there's another side to it, which is also having your expectations way too high and you fucking yourself, basically. That's another thing entirely. But I feel like people wonder, are you gonna get a good take from someone when they're playing the game? There's always that honeymoon period when you play a game where you're super into it, and after a while, your hype of playing the thing you're looking forward to dies down, and a more nuanced opinion will typically, like, float up to the surface of your mind. And I'm sure that's going to happen with KH3. However, I have to think about my feelings on this game and Birth by Sleep as a baseline for how I'm going to feel about KH3 to a degree. where these games have flaws to them, but I still really fucking love these games. Like, I love this series, and I love everything about it. The minutia of it, the music, the sound, the visual look to it. And I feel like a lot of that's gonna carry over no problem with the next game. This is something we're gonna be talking about in between a lot of cutscenes, I imagine.
What? Sam!
Who's this?
I'm Riku. Sam and I were on our way to the portal.
Come with us.
Where are we headed?
The portal. But we need a solar sailor. There's one in the underground docks.
Your disc. Dad. It's gone.
It is. She's stable.
We have to go back. CLU will use it to reach the outside world. I can stop him from destroying it if you just let me do this!
You've done enough already!
So what do we do now?
I don't know. Nothing. We do nothing. Be still. Wait. We can hop a solar sailor. A full-on sprint to the portal. We can beat CLU there. Let's get her out of here.
I mean, sure, if you insist. We're slowly ramping up. It's very much Sora's the first half of the story, and then the rest of it comes in with Riku. But, to get back to my point, I feel like that is a perfectly reasonable when you think about Kingdom Hearts 3 is something I think about quite a lot. It is the same way I always think about the next entry in a series I really enjoy, this one being my favorite. And I feel like a lot of me is going to think this is the best shit once I'm playing it, and I feel like it'll adjust. Will it be better than Kingdom Hearts 2 for me in terms of like the best game? That all depends if they can nail a lot of stuff. Can they nail it from a musical perspective and give me music that I prefer over KH2's? In terms of world roster, it already beats any other Kingdom Hearts game for me. Hercules and the things they're doing with that game look utterly fantastic. Toy Story is the #1 world I've wanted ever since I played the first game. And all these CG Disney worlds that they're including are... They're ones where I haven't seen all of those movies, which I'm going to marathon all of them before the games come out, so I have a bit of a idea about it. But they all seem like they work, and they have an aesthetic that I think works really well with Kingdom Hearts. They seem to be avoiding that uncanny valley this time. And the roster just seems really varied, and there are rumors and apparent leaks. And by leaks, I mean, you know, hearsay and people saying they found certain files about how, oh man, you know, Frozen's gonna be in, and Winnie the Pooh's gonna be in, and stuff like that, but we don't even know if that's true. It's basically hearsay for the moment. And, but right now, with stuff like Monsters, Inc., Toy Story, stuff like that, I'm in. I'm in. The only way this game could be any better is if they brought back Agrabah. And so may say, well, fucking what? Because I specifically want them to do Aladdin and the King of Thieves, because it is one of my favorite Disney movies, and it is my favorite of the Aladdin movies. A lot of good stuff can be used in that for a Kingdom Hearts world. Agrabah itself, the palace, the Vanishing Island, a Keyblade based off the Hand of Midas. You've got the Kingdom of the 40 Thieves. There's so much you can do with that world. Way more than fucking Return of Jafar, which was just, hey, let's paste 2 episodes of the show together and, like, go at it. It might have been 3. I don't really. It was probably 3, because 2 would just be like 40 minutes. Like 44. But another point that I was talking about earlier that I should probably get back to talking about was the other side of being hyped up about something and your opinions thereof. There's a thing about hype. There's a thing about excitement. Is if you excite yourself too much, you ruined it. You ruined it. Because you'll end up being burned if your expectations are not met in the right way. And Final Fantasy 15 to a degree hit that for me. And it was unfortunate because, one, Nomura was taken off the project, and a lot of the action gameplay of 15, I feel like would have been done better if Tetsuya Nomura was in charge of it. Certain quibbles I have with it, like holding to attack and stuff like that. And just generally the way that game just felt like the bare minimum toward the end. But I still think that game's great. And at this point, with all the updates they've added, I think the game's really good. Really great. And that Royal update they're bringing out in March looks fantastic. That's why I'm going to re-LP it next year, probably. Whenever they say this is the final story, single-player-based update, I'm going to do something similar to the Kingdom Hearts series, where I'm going to do all the DLCs, I'm going to do the entire game over again, play the new content, explore the new quests, take it a bit slower, and go through the whole thing. Go through the whole journey and give you the whole context. Sometimes the DLCs would end up spoiling, like, story events and stuff. I'm just going to cut those parts out and kind of connect it and make it work narratively. I've taken some liberties with certain LPs where I've done it like that, especially this one, of, like, let's playing 358 in the middle of the KH2 LP is kind of like to really massage everything in. And I plan on doing that for that game because I deserve to show that game in the final version of what it is. But I feel like that, you know, hype can really hurt you. Some may say it's like, are you hyping yourself up too much with KH3? And I don't really think so, because everything I see from that game is exactly what I want. What I played in Kingdom Hearts 0.2 looked damn good. I enjoyed the cutscenes therein. The character models left a little bit to be desired, obviously, because they still need to work on them. But if I can get the gameplay that I'm seeing on display in trailers, and the story cutscenes I've seen in 0.2, at least on par with that, and give that to me over a 30 to 40 hour adventure, fucking, you nailed it, okay? That's all I'm expecting. I'd like some cool optional bosses. I'd love the opportunity to fight Sephiroth again. But I want closure on the story. And there's nothing in my mind that makes me feel like it's not going to fulfill every expectation I have for it. It's just hitting all of the right notes, and I believe in that team. Also, fuck these guys. I think I'm gonna die. Let's see. I might die because that laser's coming for me. No, actually. Neat. I thought that was an interesting topic to approach. This is a very real thing. People end up getting hyped way too much. I've seen people hate on Persona 5 because it didn't live up to what they had in their head. Seen people with Final Fantasy 15 where it didn't hold up in the way that they had hoped. And then they are harsher on the game. And I don't really feel like that's very healthy or very fair. Because that's all on you, you know? You're the one that had these expectations in your head. And so long as you continue to think about what it is, you'll have an easier time. And I'm guilty of not doing that. I'm trying to be better, though.
Is she gonna make it?
I don't know.
But didn't you write her code?
Some of it. But the rest is just beyond me.
She's an ISO.
ISO?
A whole new life form. Korra is the last ISO.
And you created them?
They manifested like a flame. They weren't really from anywhere. The conditions were right, and they came into being. For centuries, we've dreamed of a pure existence beyond our own. I found them in here, like flowers in a wasteland. They were spectacular. Everything I'd hoped to find in the system. Control, order, perfection. None of it meant a thing. The ISOs, they were gonna be my gift to the world. There, good as new. It's gonna take a while for our system to reboot.
So what happened to your gift?
CLU happened. He was built to create the perfect system, but endless potential can never, ever be fully realized. CLU saw the ISOs as an imperfection, so he destroyed them.
He screwed up.
No, he's me. I screwed it up. Chasing after perfection, chasing after what was right in front of me. Right in front of me.
Look too hard for one thing, and you miss everything else. And then, the people around you get hurt in the process. Like Xehanort, his single-minded thirst for answers created Ansem. We all have a little of that curiosity in us. So if we're not careful, any one of us could create an Ansem. Great! They found us!
We've been put on a new course.
Goodbye.
Korra!
No, wait!
She's removing herself from the equation.
We can't just let her go.
Yeah,
No. Hold on, Sam. What about getting you to the portal? You shut them down from the outside.
But Korra comes first. And we still have to get back your disc.
Sam, if you chase two rabbits, you won't catch either.
if this is a father-son thing, I won't butt in. But we should probably get back that disc at least, before CLU uses it to destroy the outside world. Come on, Sam.
Right. Meet me on the flight deck, and get us some wheels.
Wheels? What's your plan?
I'm a user. I'll improvise. Riku, I gotta save Korra too.
I know. We will.
The dish should be somewhere on the throne ship. I saw it dock here earlier. Over there.
All right.
Well, with that, all the fun talk out of the way, we have to focus on getting back that disc and finishing off this world entirely. There's plenty of guards here to try to ruin my day. Let's just rush it. Try and get to this throne ship. That was impressive. Did you see it? Did you see that? That was impressive. I'm gonna heal that. He had the fundamentals, And I can respect the fundamentals. Does this ship here take me there? No, that's not an entrance. It would have to be this exact same elevator we used as Sora. Here we go, on the Throne ship. Let's go.
Sam, go! Oh. What are you doing here?
He got bodied.
But CLU will be here any minute. We'll never make it.
Don't worry. Riku's here to help.
Alright. Let's make it to the portal and finish this. They set up turrets! That's cute. It's too bad I can just do this. They didn't really think about that, did they? Ooh, a treasure chest.
This is mine. Had a feeling you'd be here.
You! You promised that we would change the world, together. You broke your promise. I took the system to its maximum potential. And now, you see the applications at my disposal.
I don't believe it.
You can leave this one to me.
Well, if you insist, let's take on, what is this called? Mantis. It's a mantis using the form of communication. It drops random, like, thingies that we have to be careful of, because I believe that they increase my drop rate. So my meter will run out pretty quickly if I get hit by them. I might actually get hit by them for the meme, just to, like, show it off. Like, I believe it's those blue things. Because I've seen some fights where your drop meter goes upwards of, like, 3 times faster. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem to be doing it. Might be something else. Also, use reality shift on the little bugger. Did I call it a bugger? Alright. Alright, me. Let's use energy jammer. That's a good way to mess them up. There's some bosses that just require some reality shift to continue their phases. Kind of interesting. Let's drop a cure here. And do a good link. Yeah, this will get us a nice good chunk of damage. You can't compete with this, I'm sorry. Oh crap. All done. Bada boom! Alright, this fight's winding down. Oh, I missed it. Ow. Alright. Last hit. Allow me to do a little hack. It looks like that ship's trying to, like, resuscitate him, so I guess that's what happens if you don't do it. I've always immediately gone for the hack, so I've never really seen what happens if you just leave it. But with that, he's done. Look at my goat! Did you see a little ram, a little goat man? That was not a goat at all, I'm an idiot. See you next time.
I created the perfect system. The thing about perfection is that it's unknowable. It's impossible. But it's also right in front of us, all the time. You wouldn't know that because I didn't when I created you. I'm sorry, CLU. I'm sorry.
You just got. You guys are useless.
Go. CLU! Remember what you came for! No. No. Why? He's my son. Go!
Dad!
Sam! It's time!
No!
Sam, it's what he wants.
I'm not leaving you!
Take her! Yes! Goodbye, kiddo.
Don't even think about it.
Like Riku's already walking away by the time Jeff Bridges is dead. He didn't give a fuck.
These gates that connect worlds. Maybe when we pass through them, we're challenged and changed. And it's not over. There are more trials ahead we have to overcome. But we'll be ready, Sora.
are they? I've turned this castle upside down. Hey, are the other two still out cold?
Dylan and Evan are conscious again, but still unstable. They're resting inside.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I'll give the castle grounds a sweep.
Don't. If they were back, we would have found them by now.
So do you think they were blasted off to some other world, or what?
I highly doubt it. When someone who's lost their heart is recompleted, they should return to the place where it happened. And if that world is unavailable for whatever reason, a refuge is made for them in the realm between, a world called Traverse Town. They would be sent there. Or perhaps...
No, look. Okay. The fact is, we're here. We've been recompleted, right? So they should be here too. Plain and simple.
I agree, it is strange.
What a drag. Could they not have been recompleted at all?
Well, you see...
Forget it. You know what? I'll bring them back myself.
Huh? How, exactly?
Why do I always get stuck with the icky jobs?